What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Fitness for Life podcast. My name is Jackson Lohr, and I am your host. And today, what I wanted to do is talk about prioritizing the right things, or the big rocks, as we call them. And so in fitness, there is a continual trend to prioritize the wrong things. A lot of this is coming out of really wealthy individuals and communities, people who have the ability to focus on things that are maybe just the last 5% of a healthy lifestyle. The things that, such as saunas, such as red light therapy, such as, really expensive supplements, and really, things like cold tubs, things that are not necessarily helpful to the individual who just wants to know how to get started, wants to improve their health a little bit, wants to work on health and longevity. And that is there has been a trend in fitness of the easy fixes, right? These are the things that typically require a large financial investment, but don't require as much of a time or energy expenditure, and tend to feel a little bit better, right? These are your massage guns, that sort of thing. I'm not knocking on any of that. All of that has its place. All of that has its benefits, right? If you're somebody who does that, awesome, great for you. You're doing something that's good for yourself, and I can get behind that. For those of you who are not there, who are really just trying to figure out what is best for you, I'm going to just brush over a few of what I would call the big rocks. The really big topics, the things that you absolutely need to live as good of a life physically as you can. And so the first thing I'm going to start off with is sleep. Okay? If you are not at least doing what you can to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night, you are in a position where you are not getting what you need for your body to be its best, for your body to recover well, for your body to manage stress well, and for your body to keep excess weight off. So one of the things that we know is that people who do not sleep regularly, do not get 7 to 8 hours of sleep regularly, if they are sacrificing something for sleep, it's going to cause some sort of harm to the body, whether that is they're going to have a much more difficult time keeping excess weight off, or they're going to lose weight consistently. You can have both. Some people, that weight loss is due to stress. It is due to their body is not resting enough to come down from that sympathetic state. And so they are just chronically overstressed. For others, that is simply just their body is not recovering as it needs to in between days, whether that is from, whatever the reason is. They're low energy. It can cause issues with your blood pressure. We know not getting enough sleep is one of the main contributors to issues people see with their heart, especially thin people. So if you have people who do not have, so if you're someone who has a family history of heart issues, my family has a family history of heart issues, heart attacks and strokes. And a lot of the people who've had them are not necessarily obese. They're not necessarily people who are in incredibly poor health. It's simply that, sleep is a big part of it. Their nutrition is also a big part of it, and their exercise. And this, funny enough, those are the three things that I'm going to talk about today. Biggest thing with sleep that people see is and these do tie into each other. One of the things is if people are not exercising regularly, you may not be spending the physical energy you need to be tired enough to get quality sleep. So regular exercise, even though it's one of the things I'm going to be talking about, it is also something that helps contribute to better sleep at night. I know that might seem counterintuitive, but sleeping well and regular exercise create a sort of positive reinforcement cycle that if I sleep super well or if I exercise, I'm going to be able to sleep a little bit better because I'm more tired in the evening. My body has physically expended the energy it needs to feel tired and get good sleep. Then when that happens, I actually get better sleep. I wake with more energy. I can get a better workout the next day, and then for the next couple days, and then get even better sleep than the night after. And this is not necessarily something that you can continuously get better sleep. There is sort of a plateau, right? You can have There's no perfect night of sleep, but you can wake rested, wake with energy, and wake with the energy you need to carry out the things in your day and to not feel 100% drained by 10 a.m., right? And so that is something that creates a good, healthy cycle, right? Another thing you can do for your sleep quality is screens, right? People, I'm sure this is not the first time you've heard this, and it probably won't be the last, even from me. If you are on your phone, I'm guilty of this. If you're on your phone right up to bedtime, or you're somebody who, in order to calm down from the day, likes to scroll on whatever social media or app or whatnot, if you're doing that regularly, it's something that is not beneficial to your sleep. One of the biggest recommendations you hear from people who work with people who need to improve their sleep is get off your phone 2 to 3 hours before bed and set that rule hard and fast so that that blue light is not stimulating your nervous system constantly up until the time that you need to go to bed. And so that is the next big recommendation for you. And then the other thing I would just say is something that may seem a little counterintuitive, but if you are someone who notices that you don't sleep well at night, but you are constantly taking very long naps, that could be something that's impacting your quality of sleep. If you are someone who is taking 2-3 hour naps, or later into the afternoon, and then not having a good quality of sleep, there might be something to explore with, hey, maybe I need to just not sleep so much during the day so that I can sleep better at night and wake with the energy I need to get through a whole day. And then that again is somewhat cyclical, right? If you start that habit, it kind of reinforces itself over time. And so those are my basic recommendations on sleep: is exercise regularly, make sure you're not taking super long naps, especially if you're feeling like you're having trouble getting to sleep or staying asleep for a long time. And then making sure that you're putting your phone away, putting your computer away, getting off the TV before it's too terribly late in the evening. Those are all things that can help if you're someone who struggles getting the amount of sleep that you need. I think almost everybody these days is guilty of being on their phone too late at night. I'm guilty of that, especially, running YouTube channel and running an Instagram page, right? Those are things that can be even more consumptive of my time, especially later in the evening. Oh, did I remember to post today? Was something scheduled? Did I need to, share this thing? Whatever it is, that's something that I'm constantly trying to improve myself, and I hope you will too. So sleep is the first thing. I think if everybody slept a little bit better, the world would be a much better place, and most people's health would improve significantly. The next thing, and I've touched on it obviously, is regular exercise. So, sleep is just one of the few things that exercise benefits, right? One of the most important things that I think regular exercise does for us is it actually helps us manage our mental health. I'll tell this story just briefly, but one of my first clients was someone who came to me for specifically mental health related problems. So someone who understood that fitness was an avenue not only to lose a little bit of weight, but also to improve their mental health. And we'll call him John. So John was he was someone who struggled with mental health to begin with. And the thing that when we began working together, he went through the loss of a very close family member of his. And I remember conversations where during our training sessions, he would vent to me. If you've ever been someone who's done personal training, you tend to build a good relationship with your trainer, with your coach. And so that's something, we had a pretty strong connection. And he, at one point, said to me he wasn't sure if, had he not been working out regularly, if he would even still be alive, because of how difficult his mental health struggle was, especially after the loss of that family member. And so I think the mental health benefits of regular exercise cannot be understated. I have seen it save lives, literally. I haven't even been in this business very long compared to some others, and I have literally seen it not only change, but save lives. And so I think that is something that more people should consider when they think about what they are doing with their exercise, right? It's not just what I'm doing for my body, it's what I'm doing for my mind and my health that way. So that is number 2, regular exercise. Obviously, regular exercise, you're going to feel better physically. I don't have to continue to overstate the effects that regular exercise can physically have on your body, but they can impact your sleep in a positive way, right? It's going to be probably, like I said, the number 2 thing. So sleep is the first thing. Regular exercise is the next thing that is going to be the absolutely most important for you. It's going to have the most profound effect on your health, on your physical health. And that's long term. That's not just talking about as a young person, right? That is from the moment that you become active as a child to the time that we pass away. That is something that is completely necessary and massively helpful, right? If you're someone who is doing the things like sauna, like ice baths, like massage guns, different things like that, if you're utilizing those things, but you're not regularly exercising, you're missing the boat. The effect that you get from those things is so small compared to what regular exercise can do for you, even on its own. So the last thing that I want to go over is protein intake. So there's the age-old saying, you can't out-train a bad diet. There's some truth to that. It's one of those things where it depends. The biggest thing that I can recommend as a personal trainer who has worked with numerous types of people, athletes, non-athletes, people who are retired, people who, mothers, people who are just in various points in their life with various goals. The biggest thing from a nutritional standpoint that I see, and this is so common among other coaches, we talk about it all the time with each other. So many people just don't know what they don't know, and very few people actually eat the amount of protein that they need in their diet in order to maintain and gain muscle mass. That is incredibly important, especially the later in life we get. So we know that quality of life decreases as we age, but maintaining muscle mass is one of the few things you can actually do to prevent that decrease in quality of life and to reduce how quickly that happens and how drastic it is. And regular exercise in conjunction with proper protein intake is what is going to be most beneficial for you. When I'm working with a client and they're asking where do I start with my diet and my nutrition, the first thing we talk about is, okay, for protein intake, I want you to take 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight per day. Okay? So if I weigh 160 pounds, I am getting 160 grams of protein in my body per each day. Sometimes that's hard. For a lot of people at the very beginning, that's hard until they realize how to prioritize it. And really, the thing is, I build all of my plans for clients. So if I'm building out a full nutrition plan, everything starts with protein, and then I look at carbs, or then I look at other things, right? So everything starts with protein because that is the number one thing that can impact your body composition. Most people are already eating more than enough carbs. Most people are eating more than enough fats. Most people aren't drinking enough water. So those are the two things really, but protein is the priority. And what I do is talk through with people about, okay, get that 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. And now you're in the right direction. Okay. That is all I wanted to talk about today. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Feel free to leave a comment, like this video, and if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Or if you're listening on Spotify, go ahead and subscribe and leave a review. Thanks, guys.